Hello from down by the river. What a joy it is for the sun to be so brilliant that I'm wishing I was wearing my shades. So I'm actually going to walk the other way now. And on this full moon in Leo day, to remember courage in my heart, courage reminding you of your courage to be who you really are, and to step into that more and more, no matter what, letting your courage lead the way. So I was just in the middle of writing a little message to you, and I thought, you know what, why don't I just speak it, go for a little walk down by the river and just say hello. Because I feel like I'm coming out of my shell, coming out of my cave, shall I say. The winter time really had me in its grasp of deep yin, holding, replenishing. I really needed to rest. And I kind of found myself stepping into what I'm calling a radical self-care, verging on the ruthless of, I really do have to take care of my energy, and I talk about it, it's one of my things, but I can very easily just be drawn into, doing what wants to be done for others. It's just part of the patterning, part of the way that I am. Maybe it's how you are as well. And the thing is when we get so exhausted, we haven't got anything left to give, then we can get into sort of resentment avenue, and that's no fun for anyone, is it? So I'm just going to pause for a moment because I can feel myself getting slightly out of breath as I'm walking and talking. I usually do that. And that's what I'm talking about in my little message to you. Yes, so honouring the winter time and the water element to come to the stillest point has been hugely beneficial for me. I fell in love with my kidneys as there's the divine spark of brilliance that they are within us from an energetic perspective, as well as being filtering magicians. And this is what it does, is that when we take care of our waters, and what happens is we provide for ourselves a really strong foundation, because we need our waters to juice up everything else around our lives. I mean, this is a very simplistic way of looking at it, but I find simple things a lot easier to be with. And it just helped me a lot to have my salty baths and get into slowness, steadiness. Steadiness has been really, really big. And now what's been happening now, from that place, when you let yourself be really resourced in that way, there's place for new opportunities to drop in, because you've got the energy to be able to follow them through. I mean, obviously I'm going to be watching my energy as the whole year progresses, but I feel now more ready to consider new opportunities, and so they're coming in. So as you know, it is the Imbolc next week, which is the quickening of the spring. And it's the time when the water element hands over through the earth element into the wood element. And as you also know, we're about to enter the Chinese New Year of the wood dragon. Now, before I get ahead of myself about that, I'm going to cross over this little bridge here. So this takes us more inland. There's another little rivulet here. So beautiful, isn't it, out on the Somerset levels. Been living here for like over 4 years now. I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit muddy. I don't even know if I can get over that, but I do want to just pause here for a moment, so let's do that. And yes, so before I get into the wood dragon chat, I was just to let you know that the sun, that beautiful orb in the sky there, is calling me to Tenerife. Hurrah, you may say, and it is a real opportunity and a joy. But I'm actually accompanying my mother. I'm going over there. She's got some paperwork that needs to be sorted out regarding selling of an apartment that was my parents' holiday home for over 30 years. So it is going to be very poignant, and she's going to take me to places that she wants to show me. and I've got some ideas as to how I'd like to help her honour that time there. So let's see how that all goes. So I'm hoping to do a couple of little cheeky vids over in Tenerife, because I'm feeling that this is the way for me to communicate with you better. I mean, I love the written word, I play with words all the time, but sometimes it's just nice to hear someone's voice, isn't it? And maybe look at some of the scenery. But yes, so look at that. The wood dragon. So I'm like dragon energy. I've always been drawn to dragons as a child, and also then coming into the energy of the different qualities of the dragons when I did my colour mirrors training, particularly loving the golden dragon, and the green dragon connected with me hugely. So when the Chinese New Year is is inviting us to step into wood dragon energy, I'm like, ooh, this is going to be super interesting, because we're getting into the wood season in the springtime, and the wood is all about creativity and sensuality and new ideas, new growth, new possibilities. And if you've got dragon energy around you with those energies too, then you've got the fuel for the fire of the passion of what it is you want to do. So how interesting is that? Oh my goodness. So I woke up one morning, I'd had a dream. I had a dream about there was like no messing. Get the dragon qigongs out there, Clara. I'm like, really? You know, and I pottered with a few movements, which I can't do right now because I obviously dropped the phone. But the idea of dragons flying and then soaring as over the treetops and the lakes and everything, and having a dragon perspective, that having the power of the wings that's like a different energy to the birds. And there's so much I could talk about with all of this, which I might well do as the season progresses. But it's that calling to the dragon inside of you, the one that is willing to speak up for exactly what your truth is in your heart, and not being held back or tempered by what you think anyone else is going to think of you. Because if you're coming from your heart and you're speaking your truth, whether your words are landing in people's ears and hearts that resonate with that, great, or whether your words coming from your heart are going to trigger other people into realizations, is not your problem as to how that information is received. The integrity piece is to speak from your heart and know it's your truth, and to trust that those words will be guided to land where they're meant to be felt and heard. And I can just feel this call of like a dragon tribe happening. A lot of my friends work with dragons in their different ways and different capacities. So to bring a movement and an internal alchemy to the dragon equation is really exciting. And I have not shared dragon qigongs quite as specifically as this before, but this wood dragon is literally on my shoulder. She's a bit bigger than that. And it's going, now is the time, Clara, now is the time. Dragon qigong, dragon energy. Let's wake up that within as many people who are attracted. So yeah, I do have a date in Glastonbury on the 25th of February that I booked ages ago. I didn't quite know what I was going to be offering there, but when we were there a couple of weeks back with the Akashic Record training crew, I really felt the dragon energy hugely start to come in and fly around, but fly around outside, like there's so much space outside there that you can imagine there's plenty of space for all the wings of the dragons to fly and also land into. One of the things is about dragon energy helping to transport any lower, denser energies up to the vast crystal pyramid above the earth, that can then the angel can then come and grab all that and take it to the Helios grand central sun to be transmuted. So there's a task on here of massive detoxification. Oh, she gets to the point. Yeah, it is. So thank you so much for listening as far as you have, to get into what the dragon energy can do for you. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on Dragon Chi in any way, shape or form, your experience so far, and what you're intrigued by the dragon energy, whether a particular dragon of colour is coming in for you. I mean, I know that the red dragon is the one that has had enough of blood being spilt on the land and is so tired of war that it's rearing up and going, we cannot do this anymore. This is, the old paradigm is really shifting now, and to encourage as many of us to trust our hearts. You know, we've all got love in common. We all are drawn to love in some way, form, shape or another. And with the energy of love transforming into 5-dimensional, and as I refer to quite often these days, is what is multi-dimensional love, you know, and there's a feisty fierceness to it, as well as a soft, gentle, caring. And it's really interesting, isn't it, that one word love actually encompasses so many different expressions of it. So anyway, there's going to be some more news. I'm going to give you another update soon, possibly even from Tenerife. But thank you so much for listening and watching. If you've come this far with me now, thank you. And if you're interested to come into the Dragon Qigongs, then it's 25th of February, and I will pop a link somewhere obvious that you can follow through, or just drop me a comment and say you're interested. And there will be some new other opportunities coming, but I think that's enough for now. Get your dragon on, happy Imbolc, and yay, full moon in Leo. And she says, blinding herself with the sun. So I'll give you another little shot of the levels here and the sunshine. Thank you so much for listening. Keep your chi up, my friends.